Welcome back, fellow adventurers. Today, we set sail on an exciting exploration through the heart of Venice, where the charm of the city truly comes alive. Prepare to be mesmerized by the stunning waterways, iconic structures, and bustling marketplaces that encapsulate the vibrant spirit of this legendary destination. So grab your curiosity and let's dive into the enchanting world of Venice, uncovering the hidden gems and historic wonders that await around every corner. Venice, being the city of water, is famous for its canals that crisscross the historic center. But among them, there is one that stands out: the Grand Canal, or Canale Grande in Italian. This is the main artery of Venice, the most scenic and the most crowded. The Grand Canal is shaped like a giant letter S, and it divides Venice into two parts. It is about 3.8 kilometers long, and it varies in width from 30 to 90 meters. It has an average depth of 5 meters, and it connects the lagoon near the Santa Lucia railway station with the basin at San Marco, where the famous square and basilica are located. Along the way, it passes through the central districts of Venice, called Sestieri, and under 4 bridges: the Rialto, the oldest and most iconic; the Scalzi, near the train station; the Accademia, made of wood; and the Constitution, the newest and most controversial. More than 170 buildings, most of them dating from the 13th to the 18th century, line the banks of the canal, reflecting the wealth and power of the Venetian Republic. The Grand Canal is not only a waterway, but also a showcase of the architectural and artistic heritage of Venice. To experience this city of canals, one can hire a gondola, a Vaporetto, a traghetto, or a private water taxi. The most common and affordable way to get around Venice is by using the Vaporetto, or public water bus. It is the most affordable and practical method of getting around the city, but also the slowest and the most crowded. It is a large motorized boat that can carry up to 200 passengers. It has a flat bottom, a pointed bow, a covered deck, windows and doors on both sides, and seats and benches inside. The Vaporetto also has an open-air area at the front and the back, where passengers can stand and enjoy the views. It is equipped with a loudspeaker that announces the stops and other information. The Vaporetto is a great way to see the city from the water, as it passes by many famous landmarks, such as the Rialto Bridge and St. Mark's Square, and one can also use it to reach the nearby islands of Murano, Burano, and Torcello, where you can admire the glassmaking, lace-making, and ancient churches. If you are looking for a more romantic and traditional way to experience Venice, you can't miss a gondola ride. It is a typical black Venetian boat, which is the most romantic and scenic, but also the most touristy and overpriced. A gondola is a long, narrow and elegant boat that is about 11 meters long and 1.4 meters wide. It has a flat bottom and a curved prow and stern. The prow is decorated with a metal ornament called a faro, which has 6 prongs that represent the 6 districts of Venice. The faro also serves as a counterweight to balance the weight of the gondolier, who stands at the stern and rows with a single oar. The gondola has a cabin called a felze that can be covered with a curtain to provide privacy for the passengers. The cabin has a seat for up to 4 people and a cushioned bench for 2 more. A gondola ride is a perfect way to celebrate a special occasion or just to enjoy the beauty and charm of Venice. If you want a more private, faster, and comfortable way to travel around Venice, you can opt for a private water taxi, but it is more expensive and less eco-friendly. A water taxi is a smaller, faster, and more luxurious boat that can be reserved or boarded from specific docking pontoons. It can transport up to 8 people and can drop you off directly at your hotel or destination. It is a sleek and modern boat with a streamlined shape and a powerful engine. It has a spacious and comfortable interior with leather seats and a glass roof. The water taxi also has a luggage compartment and a radio communication system. The water taxi is usually white or cream, and it offers a more personalized and scenic ride. You can enjoy the views of the canals, the bridges, and the palaces while feeling like a movie star. Whatever you choose, you will be amazed by the sights and the sounds of the Grand Canal, the heart and the soul of Venice. Venice is a city that is best explored by water, and by using these different modes of transport, you can discover its beauty, history, and culture in a different way. Now let's hop on a gondola and experience Venice. The Rialto Bridge is the oldest and most famous bridge across the Grand Canal. It was named after the Rialto, the primary financial and commercial center of Venice since the 9th century. But how did this bridge come to be, and what secrets does it hold? Let's find out. The Rialto Bridge was not always the elegant stone structure that we see today. The history of this bridge is full of collapses due to heavy traffic, floods, or fires, and also it was not very stable or durable. It was also partially burned down during a revolt in 1310, and fell under the weight of a crowd watching a boat parade in 1444. In fact, the first bridge at that location was a simple wooden pontoon bridge, built in 1181 by the local government as a vital link between the two sides of the canal, allowing people to cross on foot and access the markets, shops, and banks. In 1255, the bridge was rebuilt with a more solid wooden structure, with two inclined ramps and a movable central section that could be raised to allow the passage of tall ships. The bridge also featured shops and stalls along its sides, making it a bustling hub of activity and commerce. But it still had its flaws. It was narrow, steep, and slippery, and often caused accidents and congestion. It also suffered from decay and damage over the years, and collapsed again in 1524. In the 16th century, the Venetian authorities decided to replace the wooden bridge with a more permanent and impressive one, made of stone. A design competition was held, and many famous architects and artists submitted their proposals. However, the winner was a well-known architect and engineer named Antonio Del Ponte, who proposed a single-span stone arch bridge, similar to the previous wooden one. His design was considered daring and risky, as many doubted that a stone bridge could withstand the weight and the pressure of the canal. But Antonio Del Ponte proved them wrong. He began the construction of the bridge in 1588 and completed it in 1591. He used 6,000 timber piles under each abutment to support the wide stone arch, and placed the bed joints of the stones perpendicular to the thrust of the arch. He also preserved the shops and stalls on the bridge, creating two arcades of shops that flank a central walkway. The result was the present masterpiece of Renaissance architecture and engineering, a marble-built bridge that was both beautiful and functional, and that harmonized with the surrounding buildings and landscape. It soon became a symbol of Venice's wealth, power, and creativity, and a source of pride and admiration for its citizens and visitors. However, its design was considered very audacious and risky at the time. Today, it is still standing strong, after more than 5 centuries of history and changes. The Rialto Bridge is the oldest bridge across the Grand Canal, and one of the 4 bridges that span it, the other 3 being the Accademia Bridge, the Scalzi Bridge, and the Constitution Bridge. The Rialto Bridge is a single-span bridge, meaning that it has no support in the middle. The lower chord of the bridge is only 25 meters in length, while the width is 20 meters. The Rialto Bridge is not only a remarkable landmark, but also a gateway to the Rialto Market, one of the main institutions of Venice. The Rialto Market has been here since 1097 and was the financial center not only of the city, but also a major trading hub between the East and the West. Goods from all over the world, including silk, spices, perfumes, and precious stones, arrived here in Venice. The market was also the center of the trade of fresh products such as fruits, vegetables, and dairy products. The area of the Rialto market was so extensive that it was subdivided into sectors, each specializing in a different type of product. The Rialto Bridge is one of the most popular tourist attractions in Venice. Whether you walk across it, shop on it, or admire it from a Vaporetto or a gondola, the Rialto Bridge will captivate you with its beauty and its stories. As we wrap up this leg of our Venetian voyage, remember, this is just a glimpse into the countless treasures this city holds. Our journey through the mesmerizing canals and iconic landmarks continues, with much more to explore and discover. Stay with us for the next chapter as we delve deeper into the magic of Venice and beyond. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon for updates, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your adventure doesn't end here. It's only just beginning. Until next time, embrace the wanderlust and keep exploring. Arrivederci, and see you in the next thrilling episode of our journey.